Welcome to Whiteboard Wednesdays, Real Talk with a Realtor. I'm Cherise, Wynne, also known as the Agent Lady, and today we are going to talk about what you need to know about buying a multi-unit property. So I have clients coming to me and they want to buy a multi-unit. Well, what is a multi-unit? Well, let me rewind for a second. What is a residential multi-unit? It's a building with 4 units or less. So anything above that would be considered commercial. Finding one. So we talked about this before in some other videos. Right now it's a seller's market. And what that means is there's not that many homes on the market for sale. And with multifamilies, there's even less on the market for sale. So when one comes up that is priced well, has separate utilities and all that other good stuff, it usually goes pretty fast. So finding one could be a little difficult, especially for the investors out there who might want to buy it cash. Just some things to keep in mind. Financing a multifamily. Well, there's a couple different options. I guess there's really only 2, depending on the type of financing you want to buy or use. So you have FHA, which is 3.5% down, or conventional. The conventional starts at about 15% if you're going to buy a duplex, or 20% for a triplex or a quad. So those are the financing options that you have with the multifamily. Insurance also costs a little bit more when you buy a multifamily property. You want to make sure you look into that so you feel comfortable with your monthly payments. So again, your insurance costs are going to be a little higher on a multifamily property versus a single family property. The advantage of buying a multifamily is, well, living in one unit, renting out the other units, however many there are, and having that unit pay for, if not some of your mortgage, then all of your mortgage, and depending on how many units you have, you might even have a profit at the end of the day. So definitely a big advantage to actually buying a multifamily. Renting one out. Are you ready to be a landlord? I mean, not everybody's ready to be a landlord, because now you're just not, it's not just your repairs that you're concerned about. It's your tenants' repairs that you have to fix. So also something to think about. Licensing. To legally run your multifamily properly, you're going to need to get what's now called a commercial license activity, or commercial activity license, sorry. Before it used to be a business privilege license, which I had to pay for. It was $300 at the time. Then they turned it into commercial activity license, which is now free. Good for you guys, yay. And you need that license then to get a rental license. And a rental license is $50 a year per unit. So if you have a triplex and you're living in one, then you need to pay $100 a year for both units for the rental license. And you need that rental license to kick that person out if they default on their lease. They stop paying you. And the only way to really kick them out is to have that rental license. That's why you need it. So with all that being said, is a multifamily for you? Well, it depends. Are you ready to live in close quarters with somebody either above you or below you? How much space do you actually need in your particular unit? If you're looking for a unit that has at least 3 bedrooms and the one that you're going to specifically live in, a multifamily might not be for you. A lot of them have 1 or 2 bedrooms, so maybe a house is more like it. The other thing is financing. I mean, if you wanted to you have a little bit more options when you buy a single family versus a multifamily. With multifamily, it's 3.5% or at least 15%. If you wanted somewhere in between because you wanted to play around with that monthly payment, then maybe a house is more for you because of the options that you have with financing. And then last but not least is how quickly do you want to buy? There may, based on this market, like I said before, there's even less multifamilies on the market for sale. So with that being said, hopefully that helped you determine whether or not a multifamily is for you. If you guys have any more questions, definitely feel free to reach out. And I will see you next